Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another solo leveling and rise video. We're at it again, and this time I have a very highly requested video that a lot of people have been asking me to do. So we're gonna go ahead and do it. Now on my free-to-play account here, don't worry, it's gonna be done on the main account only because I have more things duped there. And what we're gonna cover today is something that's very important actually, and that is what you should be looking for in terms of duping, whether it's weapons or characters, and which ones are okay as A0. We'll try to do A1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll try to say which one you should kind of get in the middle, which one you should like not bother duping at all because it's good enough as it is, and which one you should probably try to max. Now remember, this is going to be very different based on your playing style. If you're a free-to-play player, this is not something you're going to have an option to do all the time. It's going to be very, very difficult for you to dupe things because at the end of the day, the duping game is made for whales. But if you wait over time, there are a lot of characters and hunters that you can, that are SR related, dupe to max. I'd say probably in about a month and a half to 2 months. Okay, so again, but that's only for SR characters and SR weapons. Okay, rare weapons we're not going to cover because you can in fact dupe them fairly quickly. They drop like hotcakes, but I do want to cover everything else. So we'll start off with hunters and then we'll go into weapons. Before we do that though, speaking of which, let me just quickly do a summon on my free to play. I just finished my last challenge, which was chapter 9. I'm currently just looking to see if I can just, please for the love of God, just get myself some SRs, because I've been very unlucky, quote unquote unlucky, with getting myself SSRs on this account when I'm not using SSRs. So let's hope we get some good luck, guys. So just cross your fingers for me, your toes, whatever it requires. Let's just hope there's not a fake out. I just want an SR weapon. Another Westwind would be amazing. I'll take it, but I mean, it doesn't have to be that. Oh, 2, look at that. Oh, okay, good. We got something good here. Let's see, character. Okay, you know what? I do have to build Song because he's the only SR fire character at the moment in the game, so I'm not going to complain about that. I don't want to build him, but I'm going to have to build him. I'm kind of lacking a lot of fire, period, in general. Oh, nice! The Burning Grimoire. Okay, good. Okay, so we got something good there. Alright, we got 5 more tickets, guys. Let's do one more draw here real quick. I don't even want to watch this. Let's just... Oh, no! Shit! Oh... That was 20. That was 20 in, bro. Oh, not again, guys. Not again. All right, well, I mean, there we go. Bullshit. All right, guys, jumping into the main part of the video. I'll be right back. All right, guys, we're back here again. Thank you for watching that crazy ass SSR summon we just did on my free-to-play account. Okay, let's get into what matters most. We're going to start off with hunters, okay? We're going to talk about which ones you want to get at least to A1, which ones can stay at A0, which ones you want to push to A5. Again, please, guys, remember one thing. Spend responsibly. This is meant for whales and free-to-players alike. This is an end-game goal. For some whales, you're going to go right away for this. Some of you free-to-play players are going to be like, you know what? It's not worth it paying. I'm just going to keep what I have, and I'm good with it. And all the while, guys, everything you guys want to do, it's all up to you. This is just opinionated, and from my own testing, you guys know how I test at this point. I show you guys how I test, so I'm pretty thorough about my decisions on everything. So first off, Choi. Yeah. Okay, so let's be real. The very least, A1 is what you kind of want to push him for. If you can get him, obviously, further than that, you're in a really good spot. Just so you guys are aware, he is an absolute monster when it comes down to actual skills and damage that he does. So let's just take a quick look here, right? So his A1 in general is incredible, first off, okay? So because number one, what he does is whenever he does End of Days, it does the Ultimate Hunter effect, which resets the cooldown of both of his basic skills. So you want to do those first and then cast those again when that's up. Increases the user's attack and defense penetration by 12%. You guys can see here, attack and defense penetration for him is super important. Now, if you get him to A1, you're now increasing your damage threefold, specifically with Rain of Flames. Okay, so this move right here becomes a crater and drops a giant meteor. Absolutely a massive damage increase and worth having. Okay, now, do you need to push any further? No. If you do, though, are you benefiting? Absolutely are you benefiting, because the whole gameplay changes with him when you start going down the list, right? When you get up to A5 here with him, the main thing to note is that End of Days passes 3 times faster and recovers the power gauge, which means you can now change the artifacts you have to one-hit kill and make yourself cast way stronger ultimates way more often, right? So is he worth it to get to A5? 110%. Pretty much all characters are worth going to A5, but him specifically, yes. But A1 is the real hit. Is he useful at A0? Yeah, he is. He really is. You don't have to go to A1, but A1 you just get way better damage output from that one basic skill. And also increasing the duration of Ultimate Hunter also helps a lot too, right? So yes, Choi A1 for sure if you can. If not, A0, he's perfectly fine. A5 is the ultimate for him. Okay, that's pretty much it. Lim, let's go with Lim. Okay, we're gonna go through every character like I mentioned. Okay, so first off, A0, incredible. You really don't need to push anymore. Now A1 does change things quite a bit for the better though, right? It enhances the skill of shoot and maneuver, which is this skill right over here, which lets him go left or right, up and down, left, doesn't matter where you want to go with him. Either way, it's a skill that he can use 3 times, increases the user's skill, speed, and damage speed by 25% up to 3 times. A1 is where you really, really want him, to be quite honest. So if you want to do basic summons, you want to use him very often, A1 is going to be his best increase in terms of damage. Everything else is nice, but it's not going to be anywhere near as good as the A1. A1 is where you want to stop, but even at A0, he's not bad, but A1 for sure. These two here at A1 are almost must-haves. Okay, Bora Lee. Or Lee Bora, so I call her Bora Lee, I don't know why. So first off, main thing, crit damage DPS, has the charm effect. Now charm effect is an A0 skill, right? Now whenever you do tracking charm Tempest or quick attack Tempest, you apply the charm effect, which is 15 seconds essentially, allowing you to do 15% more damage on the opponent. It's a debuff. You'll see this little charm icon on the debuffs underneath the health bar of the opponent. Now, do you need A1? Not really. It does increase the damage of your foxes by 50%, which is nice. 3 foxes are summoned, which is also really nice, but you don't need to push the A1. Really, her main thing is her DPS is still fairly high at A0, and the big thing for her is the charm effect. That's really what you want. Now, everything else here obviously is super, super critical for her increase of damage. And you can push her to A5 and get incredible damage out of her. Now, if you want to push her to A5, remember there's a cheap pack where you can spend, I think it's $3.50 a day, up to 5 days to get a copy of her, and it'll continue, I think, refreshing every month. So if you take your time, you can get her for very cheap. But for those who want to stay free to play, you're more than good at this A0, in my opinion, with that charm in effect, especially to help your other DPS do more damage. But of course, she gets way, 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 way stronger as you go to A5. So A0, good here. A1, not required. The foxes still do pretty decent damage. You'll just summon 3 instead. All right, Emma. Okay. I will say this. I was wrong about Emma in terms of endgame. I'm not using her way more often. She's definitely top tier. So we're going to change the tier list again. We're going to put her back to where she belongs, which is back to the top tier list. Okay. So Emma, A0, incredible. Like just such a stellar unit. Now I have her at A2, right? You guys can see it increases the break damage or burn up by 77.7%. Not really required. Increases the user's break effect by 10%. Again, not really required. The rest of these things are nice. Quite honestly, perfect A0 unit. Don't really need anything but the A0. The A0 does so many different effects here that all help out that you don't need to push her anymore. She's one of the rare occasions where A0 is more than enough to be viable beginning, middle, end game. Emma is just that stellar. Okay. All right. Beck, that's right. His name is Beck, not Back, guys. I'm trying to learn my Korean here. The White Flames effect. Okay, so this, whenever it reaches 3 stacks, it does Violent Explosion, dealing damage equal to 400% of the user's defense. This is very good. Also applies defense down, also very good. Now, this increases the damage of White Flame kick by 150%. Now, this is very similar to Saw. That's right, not CO, apparently. It's Saw in Korean. So, increases the break effect by 20%. Now, he's a unit you actually do want to push, if you can, right over here to A5. Is he good at A1? Absolutely. Incredible breaker. Probably the best breaker in the game next to Jinho, in my opinion. Jinho just way too much break for him. But as an SSR, A0 is more than enough, guys. If you can push him to A1, you're increasing one skill here by quite a bit, 150% more damage. But realistically, he shines the most, obviously, at A5. Considering what else you get from this. Look at this, increases the light damage by A3, so A3 is a massive boost to him, and then the crit hit rate is nice for him as well. But then here, when user enters the stage, recovers the power gauge by 100%, increases the damage of Violent Explosion by 80. So this here right away, instant ultimate, instant explosion, 80% more damage from that alone, and then all the other stuff that comes along with it, including his breaks. A5 Beck is crazy. Crazy good. So definitely want to push him to A5 if you can. If you're a whale, I got to put him back on my list. All right, Seo, or Saw, aka Saw. Apparently that's how you say it in Korean. I've been messing up the whole time. All right, so amazing character at A0. Do you need A1? I highly recommend it. Here's the reason why. It increases the damage of all of her main skills by 150%. That's same as Back, but way more, right? In terms of like the amount of skills that get affected by this. So definitely worth it. A2 is nice too, increases the user's break damage, also increases the user's heavy attack by another 50% for break damage. So overall, this will make her the ultimate breaker if you don't have Beck already as it is, or Jinho, obviously, if you're not using Jinho. The rest of the stuff, honestly not really required, but also does help. So if you can somehow in hell push her to A5, you have the ultimate HP crit damage user. And the reason why I say this is the critical hit rate and skill damage of all of these attacks go up by 32%. Now, if you know anything about her weapon, if you get her weapon, you guys can see here, it increases the critical damage by 5%. But not only that, it does, every time she does one of her skills, it stacks up to 20 times at 1%, so 20% more critical hit damage with that. So if you can get her A5, which is what I'm aiming for actually, to be honest, she is going to be the ultimate crit damage HP tanky user with a shield. Going to be unkillable and do insane amount of damage. So A0, great. A1, incredible. A5, unstoppable in my opinion. So A5 for her, to me, should be a no-brainer. For me, personally, that's where I would put her, okay? Min. Let's do Min next. So Min here, honestly, A1, more than enough. More than enough in my opinion, because number one, he does the disguise move and everything else gets affected by disguise. Now, you can, of course, get A1 here. Sorry, that's A0. A1, all team members' critical hit rate and critical hit damage increase by 8%. And then this obviously increases 12% for all light members. So this is huge. A1 is massive. So this helps everybody. Okay, except for Choi, unfortunately. Choi's the only one that doesn't get affected. But light damage dealers also will increase now all of their crit rate and crit hit damage. Now, if you look at the light damage dealers, though, there aren't very many good ones. That's kind of where the problem stems. The only one really that's going to affect them most is going to be Beck. That's really it. So when we get new ones out like Cha, though, he and Cha are going to be made in heaven. These two units together are going to be absolutely bonkers. So if you're looking to boost Cha up, you want to get him up there as well too. Okay, so you want at least the A1. When Light's Glimmer is used, the entire team instantly recovers HP. Not a big deal there. This one's pretty big, the A4, increasing your power gauge by 10%. But again, not a big deal because his QTE already increases it by 5%, so it's not that huge. And then over here, you guys can see here, when the user uses Heavenly Blessing, increase the damage of the next ultimate skill of the team member with the highest power by 50%. So this is great for someone like Choi, who would be my highest member. But again, not a necessity, right? Because you can use the one-hit kill option. So at the very least for him, he's great at A0, A1, especially if you plan to use Cha with him, a must-have, okay? And that pretty much covers... Oh, no, sorry, I have two more SSRs here that I completely forgot. Listen, Wu, I'm not even gonna... Like, I like him and all. He's not a bad unit, but I don't think you need to push him any further. Like, the A2 is nice because whenever you use Dash or Extreme Evasion, it decreases the cooldown Mediation of Power, which is kind of cool. Outside of that, though, not necessary to go past A1 in my opinion. Just keep him at A1. Now, Dong-Su, though... I'll be honest with you guys, I'm really interested in this character and I want to push him even further. I feel like this character here, if you push him to A5, can be one of the strongest damage dealers in the game because it increases the user's merciless damage equal to 400% of his defense penetration stat, and then also his defense in general just goes up like skyrockets and all of his moves increase by 100%. This increases his defense and defense penetration, increases the merciless damage by 30%, so his multipliers are crazy good. I just don't know if he's worth going to A5, but I feel like at the very least A1 going up by an extra 100% is pretty wild. So at A0 he's decent. I can imagine at A5 he might be actually one of the strongest hitters in the game, so something I do have to test and summon for, and that's going to be that. All right, now in regards to other characters, I'm not going to do SRs here, guys, because SRs, as you get them, dupe them. Just there's a no-brainer. The biggest one really for me is Park. Park is going to be the biggest one because she gets very similar skills in regards to boosting all of her power. Look at this. When power starts at A5, she gains 100% power gauge, increases Windstorm by 30%. Whenever she has this, she increases power gauge by 10% for the entire team. So overall, just a absolute killer of a unit. So she should be one of your number one goals. Kang is another one which I unfortunately have not been able to get, but you should be focusing on getting dupes for him too, because all of his dupes will increase the amount of damage he does to bleed targets. So I mean, again, not necessary here because you don't really care about everything else but his bleed. But his A3 does something nice, which increases the damage taken by 15% for anyone who has a bleed on them, which is crazy. So not only are you doing bleed, but you're now adding a 15% damage buff on the opponent, or damage debuff on the opponent, right? So that's a huge one. I think he's big. Ana Ruiz, no brainer, get her to A5 as soon as possible because A5 increases poison wave by 100% versus 30%, so you'll increase your damage tenfolds. Another one that's really good as well too would be, where's Jino here. He's easy to do because you'll summon for him, plus you get a few free copies from the challenges. He's nice because he also creates a shield for everybody, also provides potions that increase attack, so you get a couple different bonuses from him as a support unit. So very easy to do and get up. But those are the units I'd focus on from an SR perspective. I'm sure I'm missing a few more, but Everyone else, really not a necessity. And again, you'll get them as you go up anyways, and you'll be using them as you get them, right? So pretty straightforward. Now, that takes care of the SR, that takes care of the units. Now for weapons. Okay, the scythe. How far do you need to go with the scythe? Quite honestly, guys, A1 is amazing. That extra 25% increase in damage when you go to below 70% is incredible. You don't really need to go further than this. That's why they give you 2 free copies, right? But if you plan to go further and you're a good dodger, A5 is incredibly powerful because it increases the damage you take by 15%, but also increases your attack by 15%. So it's A1 or A5. Really no brainer with that one. A1 you get for free because you do the challenges, you get 2 copies of this. A5 you'll push, okay? Westwind, max it out. Max it out, just all the way to the max. It's the only way you're gonna see the full potential of it, and full potential is insane, as you guys have all been seeing already on my channel, right? Plum Sword, incredible. So A1 already makes it that much better because you increase your chance of landing a critical hit by 32% and also increase the damage of the skill by 32%. The further you go though, the better this thing becomes. So A1, A5, same thing as Scythe. You can use it at A0, but A1 it really does excel. For free-to-play players, you may want to push that. A5 for whales, it's a no-brainer. It stacks up to 5 times for this plum flower effect. So make sure you are in fact using it, and it stacks 2 times right away as you get it. Plus you get more dark damage out of it. So a no-brainer there. Grimoire, A5. Get it to A5. Just push it to A5. A1 is good because A1 also increases the amount of damage, weakness damage people take by 24%. But A5 here does 50% more damage to frozen targets. That's what you want. Okay, A5. No-brainer there. A3 for this one. A3 for the lightning sword because you don't have to worry about the counter attack anymore and you just continuously do AoE plus damage. If you can get it to A5, obviously it's great, but A3 for this weapon for sure. For sure. Huntsman, A5, man. A5 this bad boy as fast as you can. Benediction of the White Flames is crazy. Oh, wait, hold on, not that. There it is. I was like, wait, that's not the right effect. Destroy. The destroy effect can increase the damage taken by 16%, stacking up to 99 times. Bro, this is the ultimate weapon. Seriously, if you get max this out, A5. This one, A1. That's all you really need. If you can go to A3, that's great because you increase your user's attack by 20% and attack speed. So A3 is really good as well, but A1 already increases your attack speed and your user attack. But you can see the difference is 12% and 6 versus 20 and 10. So A3 is probably best for this one. All right, everything else, guys. SR weapon-wise, Orb of Avarice, A5. Bow, A5. Baruka's Dagger, A3, I believe, is the only one you really want. A5 is nice because it increases the critical hit rate by 40%, but A3 is exactly what you're looking for. You don't need to go any further than that. For the SR sword, honestly, I'd say A3 as well because the Dragon Flash does more damage here with lightning. Kazaka Daggers, A5. Just get A5 in this. It's just so much better. It's just so much better. I got these as A5. I think I'm A4 right now with this. The Demon Knight Spear, honestly, man, if you can A5 this, you're set for quite some time. Increases the user's attack speed by 10%. You throw these things so fast. And also increases holy damage by 10%. Huge upgrade in damage. For the gun, A5 as well. So you guys can see here, majority of these ones are going to be A5s. So SR weapons, A5 them. Thing is, never melt your SR weapons. A5. A10 if you can, and then you're set, okay? But that's pretty much it for weapons, guys. If you have any comments or questions, please let me know in the comment section. This is Payne. Hope you enjoyed the video. I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Take care.